Good afternoon, everybody. When I tell you the way I do not want to do this video, but I feel like I must, and I spend all day thinking about it, which is why I'm so late with this video. I wasn't going to do a video at all, but I have people who are very supportive of me. And after thinking about it, because I am an introvert, and when I am experiencing big emotions, I tend to deal with those emotions by myself. I tend to go inside myself. I heard a therapist once say, not my therapist, but another one that said something about those of us who experience childhood trauma become hyper independent because we are used to dealing with all of our problems on our own, and I am definitely a product of that. Plus I'm an introvert, and I like to experience my feelings alone, but I have people out there, again, who are very supportive of me, and you all are going through an incredibly hard time right now. And I thought to myself, now is not the time to go inside myself. Now is the time to support the people who have supported me and let them feel their feelings and give them a space to do that. And so that's what I want to offer my platform up for today. Before I do that, I have to say thank you to Tiffany. Thank you so much, sis, for sending a little love my way. Sisters like you, my supporters, other supporters, you all save my life in a million little tiny ways every single day. And I don't know if I say that enough or if I get that across to you enough, but you do. You really, really do. California right now. When I tell you that my heart is in California right now, my heart is in California. Those of you all who have been following me for a long time, you know that when my kids, who are now 32 and 34 this year, when they were about 4 and 6, give or take, we had a house fire. And the house fire, it was such a devastating thing to go through. I mean, if you have never been through it, I have no words to explain to you how traumatizing and devastating and painful it's a different kind of a pain. It's a loss. I still mourn the things that we lost in the fire. My kids' baby blankets, all my certificates and awards from high school. My brother, he had this really extensive baseball and football collection, this classic toy car collection, all those things that years and years and years worth of memories. Do you know, to this day, I've been with my husband for about 15 years, and to this day, he has never seen a childhood photograph of me, because they all burned in the fire. The house that I was raising my kids in was also the house that I was raised in, and we lost so much on that day. And once the kids got out safely, I remember just kind of laying across the lawn and screaming while I watched firemen, break out windows. And I watched the fire just gut our home. And I just decorated the house, but that's not what I cared about. What I cared about was my youngest son's security blanket that I passed down to him. He loved that blanket. He took it everywhere. I used to have to sneak and wash it because he wouldn't be without it. Like, literally, he loved this blanket. And I thought I'd have that blanket forever. I thought I'd have that blanket for his kids. And then, when you're lucky enough to have insurance like I did, they force you to put a dollar amount on those things, and it's agonizing. Because how do you put a dollar amount on your child's first rattle, or their baby blanket, their baby pictures? My middle school pictures, where I had Afro puffs that grew into Pocahontas braids, and from middle school to high school, and on and on. Memories that are now inside my head. And the older I get, the further they get away from me. And then it's what comes after. You have to immediately buy clothes and you have to find somewhere to live. And, you know, we were lucky in that regards because, again, we were insured. And I remember the firefighter, because I was so devastated, sitting on the lawn with me while I yelled and screamed and saying that I was lucky because he does this job every single day. And more oftentimes than not, all he can do is give people the number to the Red Cross and wish him the best. But because of insurance, we were able to go to corporate housing. Beautiful apartment. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Kitchen with a big old island in it. Completely furnished. All we had to do was shop for clothing. While they rebuilt our home, it took 9 months, but they did it. We slowly but surely put the pieces of our lives back together after such a devastating loss. It is horrific, and it is hard, and it is traumatizing, and it is gut-wrenching. But I was lucky in another respect, too. Unlike people in California, I didn't have to watch my neighbors' homes burn. I didn't have to watch them lose everything, too. I didn't have to watch the people behind me around the block from me lose everything, and people have to evacuate, try to get their animals and their children and the things that they valued the most in the world. I didn't have to watch my city burn. I didn't have to watch my county burn. What I went through is nothing. This kind of loss is going to be felt for decades. And because America has its priorities all fucked up, there are people who were insured and are no longer insured because the insurance companies basically just said, fuck you. And they dropped them. And they have no safety nets like the one that I had. They're just free falling. Those are the people that we need to be looking for and reaching out for and looking to help in this moment. And I'm not saying that what rich people or what celebrities are going through isn't painful too. It is, because loss is loss, rich or poor. But they have the resources to rebuild. People who don't have insurance, hardworking people who could never afford it, people who don't know where they're going to sleep from one day to the next, people who need clothing, people who are misplaced, they don't know where their animals are, they don't know where their friends are, they don't know if their families are okay. If you have the resources to help and to share, think of those people way in the back that don't nobody typically give a fuck about because they don't have a famous face or a bunch of dollars in the bank. What they're doing with what the insurance companies is doing in the state of California is criminal. It is just criminal. To pay into a safety net like that, and when you need it the most, to be told we ain't got nothing for you, is fucked up. There are poor people who are losing too right now. If you're in California right now, please check in. If you know somebody that you're just worried about, please check in. Tell us what you're feeling right now. I keep thinking about what I can do because I don't have a lot of money. But I got $1 or $2. And I was thinking that I got 30,000 something followers over on TikTok. I got 8,000 followers here. what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a family that don't have nobody right now. Because during that hurricane, real talk, Don and I don't have no family, not really. Y'all were our family during that crisis, and y'all saw us through it. Let's find somebody like that to help. Because even when the resources are there, sometimes because of logistics, it can be hard to get them to the people who need them right now. And y'all were able to do that for me because I got a Cash App and a Venmo. And when I said, as bad as I felt saying, could y'all help us with accommodations? Y'all were right there. Right there. And enough of you put in enough where we were okay. We were comfortable. We got through it. And our insurance didn't go up. We didn't have to pay that $1,000 deductible. We didn't have to worry about gas, about being comfortable, about food, shelter. We didn't have to worry about any of that. And if we can do that for just one family right now that don't know where to turn, can we do that? Just for one family. So we can make their nightmare a little less frightening. And I saw a gentleman, regular schmegular guy, and he was in complete shock, and he wasn't a celebrity, and he was hardworking. You could tell he was a hardworking man. And hopefully we can find him. And I ain't saying we got to do nothing on no grand scale, just a little something here and there to make it a little easier. Someone like that. If you're interested in doing something like that, and you promised to let go of maybe 10, 20, or 30 bucks, if you could just leave a I'll help hand emoji in the comments, and then when we find someone that needs it, we can just help. We can sponsor that one family. And I challenge other creators to do the same. Just one family that we can make shit a little easier for during this time. I thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.